That's why we're called Angry Union, because we argue about a lot of stuff.
My name is Eric Guerrero. I am a City of Hollywood firefighter. I've been doing it for almost 21 years now.
I'm Mark Fee, and I'm a firefighter.
My name is Jeff Evans, and my occupation is a firefighter paramedic, and also I'm the brewmaster at a local brew pub in Coral Springs called Big Bear Brewing Company.
Angry Union was started at the firehouse. Mark was actually the initiator. He one day was talking at work saying that he just brewed his own beer on his stove at home, and I was like, no way, I want to do that. I've been saving bottles, the gross style bottles with the flip top, just anticipation of brewing. And then Jeff was in the room as well, and he's like, well, I want to brew too.
We really just started brewing because I wanted free beer. I wanted to have my beer on tap all the time. And we started brewing more and more often, and it got out of hand.
We just did it for fun, and I happened to be a regular at a little restaurant and brew pub called Big Bear. And I didn't have any kids at the time, so I asked the brewmaster if I could come in there and basically help and learn from my own knowledge. One thing kind of led to another, and basically just right place, right time. The brewmaster, Matt Cox, started his own brewing company, and I was a success.
And there was a time there we were brewing twice a week, when we had a 10-gallon system, but now we're brewing on a 2-barrel system. We don't have to brew quite as often. We're brewing, every couple months, seasonally.
I was doing it in a circle. Master Jeff didn't like that, so now we're going in a Z.
Write the alphabet. You got it.
Angry Union got its name due to what the city had done to us as a fire department and the rest of the city police department and general employees. During economic hardship, they cut our salaries by almost 25-30%, depending on if you were getting a raise or not and stuff like that. So we were brewing, all hanging out brewing, having a beer, and all of a sudden one of them said, God, we're just like an angry union. What is it? That's the name.
People were angry at the time, and we always brew and we argue all the time about even like the dumbest things. You saw that today. We just argue, and it fit us for sure. Angry Union.
This is a documentary about beer. It's not Eric's personal comedian show. It's not your first debut at stand-up comedy.
If you guys haven't met Master Jeff, Master Jeff.
We got all the graphic designs from my wife. She's a really big part of this. She, has come up with our whole concept and our whole marketing scheme and all that stuff.
AU, just the 2 letters, if you look on a periodic table of elements, is gold. So when we make the sentence AU is gold, it's a true statement. Not only is our beer good, AU, Angry Union is gold, but AU is gold. So it's, and then 79, which is on this sleeve, is the molecular weight of gold. So it's it's something hidden within our history once we get somewhere.
We have won some medals and competitions because I think that we research enough and we care enough to brew a beer to style. We research that type of beer, and we make sure that we take every care and measure to put that beer together, so this way it's presented well to the judges in those type of competitions. But there's also other beers that we have submitted that haven't done well at all. That doesn't mean that they're not great beers, but that's some of the things that you get back from competitions is positive feedback. Whether or not your beer medals or not, the judges are going to kind of tell you where you missed the mark.
My favorite beer that we've made so far would have to be one of our oak-aged beers. Probably, I'm sure all the other guys said this too, the oak-aged stout. It was like a 10% stout, and we aged it in an oak barrel for like over a year, and it came out really nice.
My favorite beer that Angry Union makes is actually named after me, because I forced them into making it, and it's not their favorite, but it's stout, and they call it Eric Stout. At the point then, it was the most expensive beer we've ever made.
We're kind of the type of guys that don't really, we don't do anything halfway. So once we realized that there was a more sophisticated, more intricate way to do it, we just pursued that path, and it kept going and going and going, and then, well, now we have a whole lot invested into this hobby.
You know, you always hold on to the dream there, or hope that you could open your own brewery, but the reality is we would need a substantial investor to put us in position to really make that a reality.
I'm hoping the three of us get together and open Angry Union Brewery, and then that'll be the name on the top, and then we'll call it the Union Hall.
Brewing in the garage with friends is, you know, it's worth its weight in gold. So.